Hey y'all, I'm Tory Cook with MFK Game Calls, and continuing with our instructional video series, today I'll cover three diaphragms because you blow them all the same and they are good for doing the same types of sounds. They just give you a different tone, and those three calls are going to be the single slash distress, the double slash distress, and the three reed double slash. All three of those calls are pretty versatile. They just have a different, they're pretty versatile in that they do multiple sounds. They're good all-around calls. They're excellent for rabbit. They do really good bird distress, and you can also get fawn distress out of them, as well as doing little rodent squeaks and coaxing type sounds. And like I said, you'll blow all of these calls the same way. I'm going to do it on my preference. This is one of my favorite calls. It's the three reed double slash, and I just like the tone of it. I like the three reeds. I get a really good sound out of it, but different people have different preferences, and the double slash calls are going to be more raspy than the single slash, so it's kind of pick based off what you like as far as rasp, because that's the difference between the calls. The single slash will have the least rasp, then the two reed double slash, and then the three reed double slash. I prefer this three reed double slash. It's a call that I carry with me on every stand. I typically do all my rabbit distress, or most of my rabbit distress, on this call, and this is also the call that I used at the World Championships to do my rabbit distress on. Got excellent scores on that, and also used it to win the world distress portion. With all the diaphragms, as usual, cover it in all the videos. Open end of the horseshoe is going to go out. Your longest reed or your cut reeds are always going to go up towards the roof of your mouth. We'll start with doing some rabbit distress on this, and just start with the comfort position. Move the call in your mouth to tweak it to get you the best version of that sound, because everybody's different. Everybody's blowing style, calling style is going to be a little different. So where I put a call in my mouth may not work good for you just because our mouths are made different. So start with the comfort position, move it forward, move it back to adjust and tweak that to give you the best sound for the way your mouth is made. For doing rabbit distress, you do it the same on all the calls. The word formation or mouth formation would be as if you were going to say wah, 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 or wee, or put an R on the front of it. Ree, ree, ree. You can use different formations with a W or an R, combine those together, use them separate to give you different versions of rabbit distress. Like I said, this is a three reed double slash. I'm going to pop it in, show you what rabbit distress sounds like, and then we'll move on to a couple of other sounds. You can probably tell I'm swapping back and forth between wah and wee to give me a little different version of rabbit distress. Moving on to bird distress. This call does excellent blue jay distress, and so does the fang cut diaphragm. You can do the bird on the double slash, the two reed double slash, and the single slash as well, but it's a little harder to do on those because the rasp is not there. You have to work a little more with your throat to get the same sound. When you do the bird distress, just like with the fang cut, you're going to do it with throat vibrations and the word key. Your mouth formation would be, or the way I do it, as if I were going to say key, key, key. Add throat vibrations to it and turn it into with position on this sound. It is better, or it is easier typically, if you can get the call closer to the source of the sound. Since the throat vibrations are coming from your throat, you want to get that call closer to it, or it'll make it easier to get the vibrations across the reeds. You have to get those vibrations across the reeds in order to produce the sound. So I typically put this call as far back in my mouth as I can for doing blue jay distress. Blue jay is one of those sounds that I'm having trouble with, and I think it's probably because it is one of those sounds where placement of the call probably plays a little bigger role in doing this sound, because you need it close to the source of the vibrations. So start out with comfort and then try to work that call towards the back of your mouth and see if that doesn't help you get those vibrations that's needed for doing blue jay or bird distress. This is how I do it. Blue jay distress, excellent for bobcats. The two calls that I would recommend for doing that sound, with my preference being the fang cut, followed closely by the 3-reed double slash. Fawn distress. This will give you a little deeper, slight bit of a little more voice, it's kind of like an older deer, or a little bigger fawn, I guess. When you do it with the V mouth, which we'll cover later on, the V mouth is going to give you a little higher pitch baby fawn. I would say that the slash cut's an excellent choice for the fawn. It's a little higher pitch than the double slash or the 3-reed double slash. But the way you go about using these three calls that I'm describing to you now is the same for all three, and they all give you a good variety of fawn distress, rabbit distress, and bird distress. The way I do fawn distress on all the calls, the mouth formation is either meh or bah, almost like a sheep. Just think of that, bah, bah. Just don't put the don't put the vibration in it, and you'll have fawn distress. Just change. Some people it's going to be easier to use to form their lips in a M sound, the meh, and others it's going to be easier to use bah. So just play with M and B, lip formation or mouth formation. See what gives you the best version of that sound. Position of the call really doesn't matter that much, or I can't tell that it does. If you move it farther forward, you're typically going to get a little higher pitch sound. Farther back, a little deeper pitch. So I just usually put it where it's most comfortable, and that's about center for me. That's a super effective sound on deer and predators during the spring of the year. You can do that fawn distress when you've got fawns on the ground. You know, if you want to take kids out or something like that for some fast action, you call in a ton of does using that sound. And it works well on coyotes that time of the year, or any time of the year for that matter, and all predators as well. If you want to get any of these calls, you can find them on our website, MFK Game Calls. You can order direct by calling me at 870-820-0382. You can also call that same number if you have any questions about any of the calls. I'll help you out any way I can. I appreciate y'all ordering from us, You can also check us out on YouTube and Facebook. We post a lot of our videos and stuff there. If you're looking for us on YouTube, just do a search for MFK Game Calls and look at who the videos are posted by. You'll see that they're by MFK Game Calls. Look at the titles to sort through which videos you want to watch, whether it's hunt video, instructional. We've probably got 50 or 60 plus videos on there. Our Facebook page is MFK Game Calls. Appreciate y'all.